All right. Happy Tuesday, guys. And we are live. Kayla, McDonald, Remax Alliance Group, Miss Lindsay Weber with Keystone Mortgage Solutions.
Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday.
Today we have Ryder Gaston. He is the founder of Cryo-Eeze and Cryo-Eeze 22, which is a nonprofit organization. I can't remember where we met, Ryder. I don't know if I came into your facility when you guys were over in the industrial park. I think that's where I originally met you.
I believe so, yes.
And then our paths just crossed later on with mutual friends and with you starting your nonprofit. So I'm just going to turn over the floor to you and just kind of tell us about who you are, what you do, how you got started, and all the fun stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I appreciate you having me on the show today. So my name again is Ryder Gaston. I am the founder of Cryo-Eeze 22 Inc. and Cryo-Eeze. Cryo-Eeze 22 Inc. is a nonprofit that provides holistic solutions 100% free to our veterans, military, law enforcement, firefighters at the Cryo-Eeze facility. I am a former Air Force vet. I was 10 years active duty, 6 years in the Guard. And since then, I've actually run lead sales for cybersecurity sales for a few organizations across North America for the last 15 years.
Cool. Yeah. So I know that I've done I've tested out some of your stuff. And it's cold.
It is. And it gets up to minus 300 down to minus 325 in that chamber, but it can get quite cold.
Yeah, but it has so many benefits to it. In the stories that I went to one of your charity events. I think was it last year already?
It was the gala, September of last year. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, how long ago was that? It feels like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
But I think that was the first one that you did, right?
Yeah, that was our first gala, and we have our first golf tournament coming up on May 4th.
Yes. So lots of exciting things happening. I really loved your gala. I think you guys are already planning for that as well. It was really beautiful, and it was really touching to hear all of the success stories from people in the military. And I think there was a couple first responders as well that sustained some injuries or just had something going on. And their success stories, it was awesome. The one I specifically remember was the guy on the video. I think there might have been more than one, but he was like, there was no way I was getting into this cold chamber. He's like, I did not want to be cold. I wanted nothing to do with it. And now he can't say enough good things about it. And he said it's completely changed his life, his sleep, happiness, everything.
Yeah, that was a gentleman, good friend of mine now that it was kind of, listen, I'm very faith-based, our entire family's faith-based, so we kind of lead that direction. And it was one of those situations that we had our Facebook page open. The business was probably a month and a half old. And I got a message on Facebook that says, anybody there? And I didn't respond because I was talking to a client, and it popped up again, says, hey, I'm looking to talk to somebody. And I gave it, a couple more minutes. It says, listen, I'm not looking for handouts. I need help. And so I was like, hey, I need to take this. And, quickly jumped on, looked up who he was, looked up mutual friends that we had on Facebook, and verified, he was a legit individual. And, he's a 23-year combat Army medic, spent more years deployed than he did on U.S. soil, and was really kind of in dire straits. And we started the conversation, asked him to come in after hours. And he came in, spent a few hours with him, got him in the chamber. And that night, for the first time in over 20 years, he slept, I think it was 9 hours straight. He had been sleeping an average of about 2 hours an entire night for over the last 20 years. So yeah, it was a game changer for him.
Yeah. And you really love to hear stories like that don't involve, like medication or something that's like super invasive.
Right.
Depending on who we're talking about, but it's nice to. How long do you go in those chambers? A couple minutes, right?
So the whole body chamber, we have 20 modalities in the new facility, but that whole body chamber is 3 minutes long. We do have an individual that does double sessions, but he's somebody who struggles with another ailment that his body just runs really hot. So he actually spends 16 minutes in there, but the 3 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, how wild you can do a 3-minute treatment and sleep for 9 hours and something
Right.
that you haven't been able to do, like you said, in 20 years. Like that is just
Right.
blowing.
Tell me, I guess I don't know how that could be. What does it do to be able to for that to be the result? I don't even know how to ask the question. Sorry.
Yes,
Tell
that's
me more.
That's a great question. I mean, when you look at a lot of the modalities that we have, people think it's snake oil. They don't think it works. So people have gotten so used to putting pills in their mouths as the option of trying to correct some of these other situations. But the side effects, you've seen them on TV. They'll say, here's the benefit. And then they're going to talk for the next 3 minutes about the potential side effects, right? So the beauty of holistic modalities is it makes your body do what it's naturally supposed to do. So when you have a lot of exposure or different stresses or poor diet, a lot of the endorphins in our body that we need shut down. And so you're not getting those anymore. So what cryotherapy does is actually trigger your body into a fight or flight mode. It makes you think that you're going into hyperthermia, but you're not. And in doing so, it has to create 3 endorphins: norepinephrine, serotonin, and melatonin. The norepinephrine is a natural anti-inflammatory, anti-pain. It's an adrenaline. And so that is actually really saturating your blood with norepinephrine for that 3 minutes. All your blood pulls back to your core and gets super enriched with these endorphins. And of course, serotonin and melatonin is the happy drug, and I'm a sleep well drug. So while your blood's getting really infused with these natural endorphins, so it's 100% bioavailable to you, meaning you're going to absorb every bit of it. When you step out and your skin feels the warm air, within seconds, your blood will rush through your body. You'll get a tingling sensation. And it's hard to put a number on it. We've treated literally thousands of people, but I would say 95+% of the time, within minutes, people feel a substantial difference just from that natural healing that can start taking place by your own endorphins.
Wow.
So I feel like, and it's not just for, veterans and first responders. You have people that come in just, from regular living life with, muscle aches and pains, or athletes and stuff as well too, right?
Yeah, we have a massive population of youth athletes. When I was a kid, a long time ago, and you're playing sports, you had breaks, like you had recovery time. And these sports nowadays are just back to back to back. It goes from scrimmages to games, or playing 3 or 4 different sports. And so we're able to really amplify the recovery for a lot of these youth athletes. And what that does is just keeps them healthy. It reduces the chance of them getting injured, which is going to impact, let's just say they want to go to college playing a sport, but they got injured and they couldn't heal it. They're not going to be able to. So we have a lot of youth individuals, but we also get a lot of chronic ailments that come in. So we have a case study we're actually going to be talking about at the golf tournament. We have people that come in that have diabetes, type 2. And one gentleman, while he's sitting there with his diabetes in the 200s, low 200s, he can get on one of our modalities, and within 15 minutes, his little port is like notifying him that it needs to increase his blood sugar. It'll drop it on 90 to 100 points within just a few minutes, and he'll get benefit from that for almost 24 hours. So we have all kinds of ranges. The other big one is skin injury. We get a lot of people that get like road rash. We had a poor girl, I think her pictures are up on our website now, that she fell off her bike and scraped her face. And in 6 sessions over a week and a half, she went from this massive road rash on her face to where all you could see was a skin tone difference, completely closed up the wound, and it was able to really give her a lot of recovery. And then we have one that is more recent, that there was an individual that had surgery, had bad side effects from the surgery, got septic, and had a lot of deterioration in the tissue. And just with one of our modalities, over 3 weeks, we were able to close this massive wound down to nothing. So right now it's a tiny little wound that's almost completely healed up. So we have all ranges of things that we can do. And of course, the last one is the allergies. Like, people come and see us all the time for our salt room, so they can help get, a break from the allergies. And, God knows we have them here in Florida.
Oh my gosh, I know. That was my next thing I was going to ask you about, because I've seen pictures of your salt room. And it just looks so cool, so like zen and peaceful. What are the benefits of a salt room other than the allergies?
The big thing you have to think about is just all things respiratory. So we're using 100% Himalayan salt, not just Himalayan salt on the floor and the walls that are lit up and it looks really pretty. It's very relaxing. But we also have a hollow generator, and that's really the magic. It's a device that actually takes Himalayan salt, puts it into a fine powder, ionizes it, and puts it into the air so you can breathe it. So it's really a respiratory treatment. It's always good for the skin because you're going to get a little bit of dust on your skin as well. But if you have any kind of chronic lung conditions, we have a lot of people that are post-COVID that just can't get their respiratory back where it needs to be. We treat them with the salt room and with our hyperbaric and can get their lung function back to where it needs to be.
That's crazy. I had no idea that it was like little salt particles in the air. I've been hearing so much about how good salt is for you lately.
Hey, thank you, Theo.
Said Ryder's the best, literally unbelievable asset to the community. He has helped our family so much. I've seen Theo and Lynette and their family post about being in your salt room before.
His entire family had bad allergies going on, and they all came in for the salt room and spent 30 minutes in there together just hanging out and getting some recovery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, their allergies are pretty rough. I mean, mine this year, too. I feel like all I heard about the last couple months is how bad everyone's allergies were. I mean, including mine, I had this runny nose for, I think, like a month and a half, and it just wouldn't go away no matter what. I should have come to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, my measurement that I have is we have a lanai, a pull stream, and every year, it gets a little bit of yellow on it, and you have to spray it off. This year, within a week, it was just solid yellow and green. It's the most pollen I've seen, and it's since we've lived with since 2015. So we get a lot of customers right now that are feeling the impact of the pollen. And
I wonder, I mean, I'm sure this might not be in your wheelhouse. Like, why is it so bad? What is going on? Yeah. I've lived here my entire life, so I don't know the answer.
Yeah, we have less trees and less bushes from all the development, but yet the pollen seems to be worse. So it's definitely heavy this year.
Yeah, I mean, so the two don't make sense, but
right.
I guess that's another conversation for another day to try and figure that out. So tell us a little bit more about this golf tournament. It's on May 4th. Yeah. What time does it start? And what should everybody expect? Are there still openings for teams?
Sure. Yeah. So as mentioned, we had a gala last year. So we, unfortunately, because of what we do, raising funds to treat the veterans free or our first responders is a little bit difficult. It's hard to get grants in the area because it's holistic healthcare. So it's difficult. We've submitted for a lot of grants and we're still banging down the doors, but it does take time. So what we do is we do 2 events a year. We do the gala and we do a golf tournament to try to raise funds. Last year was our first gala and we raised quite a bit of funds. It's actually carried us almost to this golf tournament. And then we have the golf tournament May 4th. It's at Seven Springs Golf Club. Starts at 8 a.m. in the morning. So at 8 a.m. we kind of meet, get registered, and then 8:30 or 8:45 is our tee time, shotgun start. I think it's 144 players is what we're looking at. I think we still have about 45, maybe just under 50 slots still available, but we're filling up pretty good. We have some really good sponsorships. We have Grunt Style. The clothing line is actually going to be there. So we went and met with them. They gave us a huge package for an auction, and that's the one thing I can say is the auction items that we have for this event are unreal. Like we had some crazy ones at the gala, but for a golf event, I'm really shocked by how the community kind of surrounded us and really put together some nice packages to leverage in the community. That was one of the big things we're looking for is we could get events in, other areas, 2-3 hour drive. We really wanted it to be community related items. And I think we're up to probably 22, 23 auction items that were just donated from the community. So it's going to be a good event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to last until about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then we'll have the award ceremony. Has some really cool custom trophies that are going to be unique to this event because it's our inaugural golf tournament. And then we have a full lunch that we're providing everyone as well.
Cool. And I think the weather is going to be beautiful this weekend too. We got this little cold front. What was it, yesterday? I think it was that came through. And let me see.
It's actually 2 weekends. It's not this weekend, next weekend.
Oh,
yeah, 2 weekends. Next weekend, yeah.
Sorry.
weekend is going to be amazing, though. They said absolutely zero chance of rain. So.
Thank you. I don't know why I thought that. I'm skipping through the rest of April up until May 4th, but either way, I don't think it's going to be ungodly hot.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's going to be nice. It should be a really good event. I've been blessed that a gentleman on my board actually has done several golf tournaments for fundraisers. And so he's kind of coached me through this entire process to kind of keep us in line and make sure that we're getting everything pulled together. And where I spend every day freaking out because I think there's so much to get done, he's just laughing. He's like, it all comes together in the last 2 weeks. Like, you'll see it all come together. So
yeah. Well, and I think the more you do them, that it's going to be like, okay, we already have our game plan and everything from last year. And then you make these little minor tweaks and everything. And then it'll be like second nature to you,
Yep.
Next, 2 years, it'll be like, okay, we'll just do whatever event and you're going to be a pro at it.
No matter what, you're always like in panic mode. And the things that you think of, especially when you're doing like large events, the things that cross your mind, nobody's going to come.
That's always the biggest fear, I think, from anybody.
I can tell you that when
staring at each other.
I can tell you that when we did our gala, we very thankful to the fraternity right there on 54 that was donated us a space to use. We had the table set up and we had it nice and spread out. And then 4 days before the gala, we had people coming at us nonstop. Hey, we want to attend. I want to buy an entire table. I want to bring 6 to 8 people with me. And so we ended up adding tables, and you saw it. It was like a little cramped. Like, it was pretty tight.
Oh, cool.
But it was, it was a good event. We did for our first one. We managed very, very well. Christo's, of course, Theo's family helped us out with all the food. They're actually helping us out with the food on this golf tournament as well. So huge supporters of us. But this year, the gala is going to be in a much bigger location. It's going to be up on 52 in Little Road area. There's a big Greek church there.
Yeah.
We're going to be helping it in that facility there. And Rula from Christo's will be helping me kind of organize all the decorations and everything. So we'll have the ability to, instead of seating 100 people, we'll have the ability to go up to about 250 people if we have that many people that want to attend.
Well, kudos to you guys, because I don't know how many people start an organization like this and outgrow in their first gala event space in the first year. And that's just incredible.
We're blessed. We just do the right thing. We always keep faith in what we're doing. We've had so many over the last 7 years, we've had so many gut checks and God moments where, we're like, are we doing the right thing? Should we be doing this? Is it going to work for the community? How are we going to raise money? And every single time, answers have come to us, like the facility that we're in. Just kind of a quick story. When we're at our small location, which we saw a tiny little warehouse space, we had like 4 modalities in the whole thing. Went through COVID, was really struggling to get funds to keep the door open. So my wife and I were just, putting money in to treat the vets. And I finally said, we need a sign, like, show me that we need to continue to do this. The next day we got an eviction notice. The next day.
Oh.
I was like, well, there's your sign.
There it is.
I don't know what it means, but we're going to figure it out. And literally talked to the building owner, found out that we were not supposed to be subletting, and he didn't want nitrogen in his facility. And so he gave us a few months to find a new location. And literally, we were down to probably 2 weeks away from having to move out. And I'd kind of given up hope, because it was that period where every time you try to get a commercial space, someone else would come in and outbid you on the price per square foot. It was crazy during that period. And finally, Mike Constantine, which was on your show not too long ago, Mike called me. He's on my board and says, hey, I got a place you need to look at. And I was like, Mike, listen, I'm kind of tapped. I can't afford build out, can't afford this. I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull it off. I think we're just gonna bootleg cryo out of our garage and help the vets there until we can figure it out. He's like, no, you need to come look at this place. My wife and I had literally drawn on a piece of paper what we wanted the space to kind of look like, that because the number of modalities we needed and the big open room for that community feel. We're not like a typical spa where everything's, different rooms. We want that community feel. And when we walked into our current location, our build out was paint. That's it. The exact number of rooms, the right size floor space, the carpet was new. We just had to paint the place.
That's great.
I can't, everything happens for a reason. So we've just been very blessed to move forward.
Where are you located? For
54 and Little Road. So just west of Little is the Tractor Supply and the Brodell plumbing facility. So that plumbing facility, the far west, the far west end is where we're located.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
So
nice and close.
Isn't on the all the way end is like painting with a twist or something?
Yes, at the other end, absolutely. That's correct.
Yeah, Theo said, "Amen, Ryder. I love it. Doing it for our Father. All the glory to Him. That's why you deserve all the blessings coming your way." And that's very, very true. Because you've said it a couple times. And you know, anytime I hear you speak about anything, you're always, you know, you put God first, and you're very, you know, faith oriented, and I like that. I love that, and I love that you're very open and honest about it, and unashamed. So, and I think that speaks volumes.
And we said when we opened up our new place that you know, the fact that we are massive veteran supporters and law enforcement supporters and just typical first responders, and the fact that we are faith-based, that was going to be displayed. And so when you walk into the front of our facility, you know, there's religious quotes on the walls. There's a whole wall dedicated to, you know, law enforcement or veterans that have provided us patches or coins or whatever. So, you know, we want to be clear why we're there and we're the community, plain and simple. That is our goal.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that about you guys. I don't know you and your family very well. I haven't spent a lot of time with you, but I see you online, and I think that didn't you guys, or didn't your family just get baptized over the weekend?
Yeah. So my wife, me and my wife, my two sons and my older son's daughter all got baptized together on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. So congratulations. I'm sure.
Well, that one got me. I kind of got
very
a little watery on that one.
I'm sure that was a very emotional.
It wasn't even there. I have teary eyes.
Yeah, I feel like it's emotional when you do it yourself, but then when you have your whole family there and you do it together, I mean, I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah, watching your kids do it is that's all you can ask for. You know, is to have your kids follow in your footsteps the best. You know, hopefully your footsteps are good and they follow in your footsteps, and you know, they make an impact on society themselves. You know, and our kids work at the facility. I mean, that's their part of their work is they do work at the facility to help provide services. So
that's awesome. So how did you get introduced to cryotherapy? Is it something that you tried one day, or you know, how did this all come to fruition?
Yeah, so another great question. I actually was working for a big company that got acquired by Dell, and I left and went to this little startup. And the kids that I worked with, the oldest person in the company was 24 years old, geniuses, and they were in this whole like new age, new health, you know, all this holistic type stuff that I really wasn't exposed to prior to that. But I'd been out of the military for a little over 20 years at that point in time, and I had been taking pills the entire time I was out of the military to deal with my own aches and pains. And finally got the notice that, you know, from my doctor that my kidneys and liver were starting to fail because of all the pills I was taking. And I really had no idea how much I was taking. Like it literally became, I'm taking what's being prescribed to me. I'm taking Excedrin migraine. I'm taking ibuprofen. And when the doctor asked, you know, well, you know, how much are you taking a week of like the Excedrin migraine? I was like, I don't know, probably, you know, 3-4 a day. And my wife was like, I'm buying like 120 pills a week right now. So I was literally cooking my inside. And so by knowing that I had to do something different, I told the story to my CEO, one of these kids, and he literally said, you got to go try cryotherapy. Like, I think it will help. And I was like, nope. Moved from Colorado to Florida for a reason. I hate the cold.
I don't want to be cold.
Like, not happening. Like literally not happening. And he's like, it's not the same. It's different. The whole pitch that I give everybody when they come in, I was getting from this kid. And so finally we went over to Palm Harbor. There's actually a cryo place in Palm Harbor. Shane is the owner of that one. He's a former Air Force fireman. And so we went over there and I tried it out, and angry the entire first session. Not going to lie. I did not enjoy it. And so I actually, you know, did the session. I walked outside and it wasn't like my headache was gone. Like I had for 20 years, I didn't know what it was like not to have a headache. I just kind of lived in this fog from all the pain pills I was taking, but something was different. And it dawned on me when my wife and I were walking out to the parking lot, my glasses were actually on top of my head. I never go outside without my glasses over my eyes because it'll trigger a headache. And so I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm scientific in nature anyways. I just engineer by trade. So I like to know root cause, like what's causing this. And so it sent me down two paths. One path was keep going to cryo and see if I can, see if it really does progress and get better and better. And the other path was to research. And so I ended up, while I was doing the sessions, I was calling every cryotherapy owner in North America that had owned a facility longer than 10 years and just getting to know the owners and just gaining as much knowledge as I could. I got blessed to get hooked up with a bunch of doctors and nurses that were giving me case studies and throwing all this stuff at me. And then finally, after about a month of doing cryotherapy, for the first time in over 20 years, I woke up without a headache.
Wow.
And since then, I've had probably maybe 3 migraines that have kind of put me down, for a day. But it was when I was traveling and I didn't have cryotherapy readily available. But now I can go 5 or 6 days without doing cryo before I even start to feel a hint of one of them coming back on. So it just combats the inflammation so much that, it lasts for a period of time. So that was my introduction, was a couple of young kids tell me to jump in a cold tank and me refusing to do it for a while. So that was it.
Well, that's pretty cool. Do you think that maybe one day this might be a treatment that is covered? It might already be that I don't know about, with like a VA facility or VA insurance or just insurance in general.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because if you look at, we've got 20 modalities in our facility now. So it's a much bigger facility. We have modalities in there that are FDA cleared solutions, right? We have things that in a doctor's office would take insurance. But it's this balance that we run into where when you have some of our modalities that currently aren't available in insurance, you can't just offer insurance in general, because you have to have a doctor on staff, to take the insurance. But 2, it makes it to where every modality you have to do it. So it's that kind of curve that this balance that you fight. But to be as politically correct as possible, because this is a delicate area that we live in a holistic healthcare.
Right.
There are things out there that could replace pills. Like I'm doing it. Like I don't take the same pills anymore. And there's a big industry that we're going up against, $1 trillion a year plus industry. So it's a balance of what we can say, what we can't say. But the best thing we have is testimonials of people saying, this works for me. And that has gotten the ear of the VA. So we did, right before COVID or during COVID, we actually had a strong chance of getting this to where the VA was going to start paying for it. Unfortunately, during COVID and just post-COVID, a lot of people were told they would have to do one of the mandates, follow a mandate, so they could, you can tell I'm on social media a lot because I'm very careful with the words that I use, but they were given a mandate they had to do something, or they would have to get out of the VA. If they chose not to, they got out of the VA. So we lost a lot of our contacts. There is a man by the name of General Steele. He's a former Lieutenant General Steele. He's a former Marine, or a Marine, that is the liaison for Florida between the VA and all the veterans. We're trying to get in front of him now. And if we can break that door down, I think that's going to push right back in a position to where the Community Cares Act that the VA has could start paying for some of the modalities inside of our facility for veterans. So that is the goal, is eventually shifting to the VA. And to be honest with you, somebody asked me, is like, well, what if the VA just decides to buy this equipment and put it in the VA? We win. It's not what we do for a living. Like, this is not my day job, right? So if we get the VA to really pick this up and start helping, the vets the way they need to be helped, that's a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, because and you said it, this isn't your day job. You don't make money from this. You just want everyone to get the treatment that they need and deserve without having to go through what you went through for 20 years and
absolutely
headaches and just pain and just dealing and living with that fog. I mean, nobody should live like that, especially our veterans.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize is when you're taking, pain meds, especially opioids, and you start to come off of opioids or you run out, anxiety and depression goes through the roof. So you're taking a veteran that might already have post-traumatic stress. I don't ever say the D because it's not a disorder. It's post-traumatic stress. But then you put anxiety on top of that. They don't have a good quality of transition from military life to the outside world, because high-paced, high-theater combat roles don't translate to the outside world unless you're going to go be law enforcement. And a lot of people don't want to be law enforcement right now, right? It's just that another going right back into a stressful situation. So unfortunately, we get people that come into us that they're dire straits. Like they literally have nowhere else to go at this point in time, because if they go to a methadone clinic, it's trading one drug for another, and
Yeah.
they don't want to live their life that way. So it's a balance. It's tough. You know, we have a lot of people that come in there that we just love them as much as we can, help them as much as possible, guide them in the right direction, you know, get them in touch with other veteran groups if we can, and just, like I said, give it heck. I mean, we just do what we can do, you know, and sometimes it's a blessing, you know, sometimes it works, and, you know, sometimes we've lost 2 veterans that we've treated to suicide since we've been open, but we've literally delivered over 4,500 free sessions to veterans in 5 years. So,
Wow.
you know, 2 is always too many, but I know
Yeah,
we're changing
sure.
lives, like we are making a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, not only, you know, in your immediate family and then just people that you surround yourself with, because I think, um, you know, like I was saying before, I don't know you guys very well, but you know, I definitely feel comfortable with you, and I feel like you and your family just kind of gravitate people gravitate towards you. You know, just
It's that way.
are.
Just being honest and trying to be good people. That's it.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
You are highly spoken of in the community, that's for sure. You and I don't believe that we've ever met, and that's all that I've heard is good, positive things when, you know, we were announcing that you were coming on, and that's fantastic. Keep
I
going.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Miss Rosemary Rodriguez, she just mentioned that she does free notary services for all
Oh,
veterans. So,
that's awesome.
yeah. For your event, other than, of course, signing up to be a golfer or anything like that, what other things can the community do to help be involved?
Yeah, so you could actually go to cryoease22.org. So it's cryoease with no space 22, the number 22.org
Okay.
/events. And you can see our events that are coming up. We have tons of like sponsorships if people select to sponsor a whole. All proceeds go to you know, treating our veterans. By the way, we file our financials online, so you can pull our financials. Our accountant hasn't filed for this last year, but in previous year, you can see what our ratio is. They're in the process of filing 2023. So you can see exactly how we spend our money. It's very lean, and a lot of dollars really go to the veterans. So that's an easy way to be involved. Or if you want to give us, we have 144 people playing. We have gift bags for all of them. If you have a business card or something you want to, you know, drop off so we can put in the bag to give to everyone, it's a good advertisement for your company. We're not asking for you to pay anything to drop, you know, in a bag. Or if you have a gift basket or something like that, you would like us to auction off and get some advertising that way, it's an option. So really, as long as it's a community organization, we're open to any involvement they would like to have.
Okay, cool.
Well, I think that we're a little bit over our normal time, which is okay. First and foremost, thank you for your service.
Absolutely, thank you. It was my honor.
And thank you for your service in our community. I mean, like we said, you are truly making a difference, and we're you know, happy to be in the same community as you.
Oh, thank you so much. It's our honor to be part of this community, and it's nice to feel, you know, how we've been kind of greeted. It's amazing. It's a great place to be.
Great. Lindsay, do you have any more questions before we?
I don't think so. It's been great. Thank you so very much for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's great to be on the show. Appreciate all the kind words, and look forward to seeing you all both very soon. I think, Kayla, you're going to be at the golf tournament, right?
I think so. I know that so May 4th, I think I have two events to go, but I'm pretty sure I said that I was going to go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see you stop by.
This is in the morning, and ours is in the evening. So
Okay,
you can go hang out during the day, and then come visit all of us at Starkey. We'll be hanging out and raising some money for another good cause in our community.
What are you guys looking for, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. Actually, we are supporting Grace's Food Pantry.
Okay.
And she basically supplies food pantries in low-income communities, and they're looking to grow and to get their name out within some additional communities that are here in our local area, and try to help them raise some money and, you know.
Are they Pasco? Are they Pasco focused, like around us?
I believe that a majority, I think they said that they have 7 food pantries, and I believe 6 of the 7, if I'm not mistaken, are right here in Pasco County.
Awesome. Well, nobody should go hungry, so definitely have them reach out to us. I mean, if they want to hang a sign up in our facility, we're more than willing to do that. So,
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for your support.
absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you for coming on with us today. And we'll be seeing you soon.
All right. Sounds good. You take care.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And the bell.
Hi.